What's up, everybody? Welcome back to That Gaming Channel. My name's AJ Gels. How y'all doing? We are finally sitting down to start Fairy Tail. This is an RPG developed by Gust, published by Koei Tecmo, based on the, as you can read on the bottom, based on the manga Fairy Tail by Hiro Mashima. It was your general shonen battle manga. It has a really good anime adaptation. The art's great. Honestly, if you're like me and like dubs, the English dub is fantastic. Todd Haberkorn voicing the lead character Natsu, or at least I say lead character. I think there could be some dispute amongst fans of the series. Whatever, I like Natsu. I think he's the main character in general, because I think so much stuff revolves around him. Either way, not super important. But Todd Haberkorn voices him. There's a great voice for the character and everything. I just really wish the English voice cast came to this game and was a part of it. I really do. It's weird to me that they don't have that. That it's only a Japanese track. But beside the point, this game came out last Friday. It came out the day I had to go back to work after my 2 off days, and I hadn't had time / had the energy to sit down and start another new series. So kind of like with Destroy All Humans, kind of like with Other Side, this is going to be kind of a, as I have time, as I'm interested in it, whatever, that we're just going to kind of play just for funsies, not take too terribly seriously, but, just have fun. Obviously, if you can't tell by my giddiness, or if you've seen any video about this game that I've done about this game, I am a fan of Fairy Tail. I really like the manga series. I like the anime too. I've read more of the manga than I have in the anime. That's beside the point. And yes, I know this is an extended intro. This intro is going to be fairly long because I am going to go into a little bit about the manga. The reason for that is because this game starts in an odd place, if you ask me. Because it starts, there's a time skip after about 5, 6, 7 major arcs, in like 200 chapters of the manga. I think it might be like 200 some chapters. So this starts at the end of the arc, right before the time skip. So there's just so much backstory and world building and everything to cover that I'm not going to be able to cover everything. I'm going to try and give you a basic Cliff Notes idea of what's going on. If you want to find like the full like synopsis or anything, either read the manga / watch the anime. I think they're pretty well done together. They're close. They're pretty direct adaptations. I think it's one of those. I know sometimes you change stuff from the anime to the manga. No, it's pretty good with Fairy Tail. Or find a Wikipedia adaptation or whatever, because there's stuff with characters from different dimensions and stuff, like an arc or two before the arc that we're about to jump into. So there's a lot to cover. The basics, though, Fairy Tail takes place in the magical kingdom of Fiore. As I said, it's magical. There are mages abound. Not everyone's a mage, but there are, magic in Fairy Tail is something that, as far as I understand it, just about anyone can learn. And the cool thing about the magic in Fairy Tail, it's not like robes and wands and shit. It's more of a physical sort of thing. It feels more weighty. There's so many different kinds of magic, and even if, say, you have like in this series, there are 2 characters who both use ice magic, but they're different because of the kind of people they are, what they focus on. So it's not just the kind of magic you have, it's how you use the magic. So that's what's really cool about Fairy Tail, in my opinion. So the series starts out with we see a girl named Lucy, who is going to a town. She's trying to figure out a way to join the Guild of Fairy Tail. Now, mage guilds are basically, I'd say, kind of like mercenary organizations, except they don't fight wars, they don't fight battles or whatever. They're basically just a group of mages who have gotten together to take on requests and jobs from people in the, just people in the world. So they'll go, sometimes it's putting down bandits, sometimes it's finding magical artifacts, sometimes it's fighting monsters. So it really kind of runs the gambit of runs the gambit of request types. So Lucy wants to join Fairy Tail throughout this little, I think it was a 2-episode adventure in the anime, the manga, I think it's 3-4 chapters. Lucy ends up running into Natsu, who is, again, my personal favorite character. And he is a mage of Fairy Tail. He brings her back. She joins Fairy Tail, and Lucy's kind of our audience surrogate into the guild of Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail, at the time, is probably the most powerful guild in all of Fiore. They have a lot of very strong mages who have, I don't want to say have the inability to control their magic, but they're all, they'll get lost in a fight and, destroy buildings. They'll go, somebody will say like, hey, there's one chick in the guild who really loves to drink, and she'll drink all the booze and maybe run out on the bill. They're not bad people. They're just a little crazy. I think that's the best way to put it. One of the opening bits was the guild leader Makarov comes out and, with all these, all these complaints from the Magic Council saying, running through everything that everyone did. And then he's like, well, as long as, you're all out there trying to do good and help people and all this stuff, they can go screw themselves. It's very lighthearted, it's fun, that's the kind of series that it is. And again, it's very much a shonen series. So jumping forward, like I said, I'm gonna skip a whole bunch of arcs because it's some stuff has to do with character background, some stuff affects the world and everything. But again, just for time's sake, yes, I know I've been ranting for a little bit, but again, I wanted to give you guys at least a base for what the Guild of Fairy Tail is and the world kind of is. So let's go on to the arc that we actually jump into at the start of this game. This game takes place at the end of the final arc before the time skip, in which Fairy Tail is going on their S-rank exam. Now, S-rank mages are, at least within Fairy Tail, I'm not sure how the other guilds kind of like divide their skill level of mages, but this is how Fairy Tail does it. So Fairy Tail, within their guild, they have an upper level of their guild hall that has an S-rank request board, which is the hardest kind of requests, and there's only so many mages within Fairy Tail that are S-rank mages. So they go to this island where the body of the first guild master of Fairy Tail is interred to have this exam. So pretty much all of our main cast either goes as participants in the test or proctors because they're already S-rank mages. Well, during the test, everything is attacked by the Dark Guild Grimoire Heart, and it is led by Hades. Hades is the second guild master of Fairy Tail. He abdicated his position, and hence why the new guild master is Master Makarov. Hades has started a Dark Guild, which is pretty self-explanatory. They work outside the law. They're bad guys, basically. They have come to basically destroy Fairy Tail because Hades holds a grudge against the guild. And during this whole thing, there's something to do with the Dark God of Magic, Zeref, and a giant dragon and everything, but we'll get into that because the giant dragon kind of influences why the time skip happens, and it's a whole thing. So we can actually now hop into a new game. So there we go. I kind of gave you a good setting or good baseline. Like I said, there's a lot of details I left out, so I heavily suggest going to check out a Wikipedia or something to kind of fill out everything that happened.
俺にて襲撃どれどれ少し遊んでやろうか三代目フェアリーテイル来るがよいマカロフの子らよ
Alright, so these 5 are kind of our main cast. I mean, you saw the little cats that are in front of them. Those are, I'll explain them a little later. They're not super important. They're basically little sidekicks to certain characters, but we'll go into it. This is Natsu, our main character. I'll show you how strong Fairy Tail is. Alright. So I think the easiest way to kind of explain our main cast here, I'm just going to kind of go over the basic ideas of their powers and everything, like what kind of magic each of them use as, you know, each character gets their turn. So this is Natsu. He is, in my opinion, the main character in the series. He uses a type of magic that is called Fire Dragon Slayer magic. Natsu was an orphan and was actually, in a way, adopted by a fire dragon, Igneal. Igneal taught Natsu an ancient, lost form of magic called Dragon Slayer magic, which can only A, be taught by a dragon, and 2, is made to kill dragons. There's a whole thing with a war between the dragons themselves and some dragons helping humans. It's a whole thing that's explained in an upcoming arc that we'll get to when we get there. So that's a whole thing that'll be explained. But either way, basically what Natsu's magic is, it's kind of, this is actually a perfect explanation of what I've said when I said that magic in Fairy Tail is very weighty. Natsu's magic is basically, it's like this fire dragon iron fist. Basically, it pushes flames around his fists to punch. Fire Dragon Roar, he breathes fire. Fire Dragon Sword Horn, I believe, is kind of like a lariat where his arm's encased in fire. So Natsu's almost impervious to fire. He eats fire, even. You know, that opening scene that I mentioned at the main menu where Makarov was talking about all these things that the Magic Council, you know, was mad at them for. He basically lights these papers on fire and throws them, and Natsu eats the on fire papers. So this is what Natsu does. He eats flames and everything. He's very much a hot-headed, you know, always willing to jump into a fight. He's kind of dumb. He gets terrible motion sickness. He's a fool, but he always believes in his friends, and he's a very determined idiot, if that makes sense. So that's Natsu. So you're Makarov's children. How fascinating. So yeah, I really like Natsu. He's a lot of fun. Okay, so this is Gray. Gray is Natsu's rival / best friend / kind of brother. I'd say Gray's kind of Sasuke to Natsu's Naruto, except Gray doesn't go evil. Gray, he likes to kind of have that cool, kind of like apathetic facade, even though it always slips. He's very much about his friends, and I mean, that's, you know, it's typical shonen stuff, you know, friendship helps conquer all. But Gray's kind of a goofball. He's kind of an airhead, and when you really dig into his character, he's a lot of fun as well. But him and Natsu are like brothers and rivals. You know, they're always trying to one-up each other. That's kind of their thing. So Gray's magic, you kind of saw it at the very beginning when he created those stairs. He's an ice mage. He specifically Ice Make is what his is how I would describe his magic. He can create inanimate objects out of ice, kind of like one of the Wonder Twins. So, you know, you'll see him make a hammer, a geyser, which just shoots ice out of the ground, cold Excalibur, he'll make a sword. You know, that's basically what Gray's magic does. He was taught by, I'm trying to remember what her name was. I want to say it was Ur, but I could be wrong on that. She was an ice mage. She taught Gray and another kid. I want to say Leon was his name, but I could be wrong on that. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. Which actually kind of which part of her training was they had, these two kids had to hang out in their underwear in the snow. So Gray sometimes, when he's not paying attention, he'll end up noticing, oh god, he's just stripped off his clothes. So he's just standing there in his boxers. That's kind of Gray's weird little quirk. So Gray, I think that's pretty much all the main stuff with Gray. Basically, he tried to fight some giant demon that killed his family. That's how he ended up orphaned, or then sacrificed herself by using a super powerful ice magic to encase the demon. Gray had a whole showdown with his fellow student of Ur, where the student blamed Gray for Ur's death, because if he wouldn't have tried to fight the demon, Ur wouldn't have sacrificed herself. They both kind of see her as a mother figure. They make up eventually. That guy goes to join another guild, and now they're friends. So that's kind of the whole... I think that's most of Gray's arcs. You know, that's kind of Gray's. stuff. Okay, so here's Lucy. Lucy is the daughter of the Heartphilias in this. They're basically it was a rich family. I'm trying to think exactly, like just trade or something. I don't fully remember the backstory with her family, but Lucy is what's known as a celestial spirit mage. Basically, she uses these keys to summon celestial spirits. So she summons, she's got all these lesser spirits, which are kind of funny. Like there's one that's Plu. He's the little white snow cone dog thing from Rave. I don't know why they make an appearance, but he does. One's a clock, and he has all these different summons, but she has all these golden keys, which are the keys of the Zodiac. So she can summon Virgo, she summons Capricorn, summons Scorpio. She's kind of a fun mage because all of these summons all kind of have some goofy personalities. I think she's also a little one note too, because a lot of her big fights end up with her either losing her keys or only having access to one key that's not going to be able to. It's depending on how they write her in certain situations, she's either a really fun mage to watch or she's really kind of bland. It's kind of her thing. She's kind of a bubbly person. She wants to be she likes to write novels. Trying to think if there's anything else with Lucy. No, she's like I said, again, just another character who really likes her friends. She comes across as bubbly and always worried about money and her appearance, but deep down she's a really good person. So that's kind of Lucy's thing. Alright, so here she's about to summon Virgo, who is just kind of a blank-faced, dressed like a maid. I'm trying to think at this point in time, who else did Lucy have? Was Capricorn? She has Capricorn, which I think she just got during this arc. He's basically a goat kind of guy. It was a gift from her deceased mother, who was also a celestial spirit mage. She also has Scorpio. She has Scorpio, who's the scorpion. He blows like wind or dust or something out of his tail. She has Taurus, who's basically a giant bull, like a half bull, half man. He carries a giant battle axe, who's just super into Lucy's boobs. She's got like a lot of cast of characters I will go into as we go. This is Erza Scarlet. She is an S-rank mage in Fairy Tail. She kind of plays older sister to Natsu and Gray, because she was there before both Natsu and Gray in the guild, but she's a little older. She's kind of overly serious sometimes. Is very much I have my duty, kind of like your stereotypical knight, I guess, is kind of how Erza is. Well, her magic's kind of cool. Her magic is Exquip. Basically, in a separate pocket dimension, she keeps all of these armors, which will affect her certain bit. Like she has some that make her impervious to flames, some that make her super strong, some that make her this, that, the other thing. Other than that, she uses a sword. That is her magic. Like I said, she's very bound by duty. Again, has a love of the guild. She's super strong. Like I said, sometimes she doesn't joke or take sarcasm very well because that's just her character. But she's a lot of fun in her own way. I'm sorry if these explanations are getting long and out of the way. It's just like I said, I want to try and give you guys enough of an idea of who everyone is ahead of time. Seeing that we start in kind of a weird place, in my opinion. This isn't even halfway through the series. It's a little past halfway. You're Gramps' enemy. Enough talk. Die. Loxus. So this is the geezer's enemy, Natsu. Okay, this would be this is a big reveal if you, again, know the series. Laxus is the son of... Sorry, I'm trying to think here. He is the grandson of the current guild leader of Fairy Tail, Makarov. He is the son of, I believe his name is Ivan, who is the guild leader of the Dark Guild Ravenheart. There was a falling out between Ivan and Makarov, and Laxus, you know, grew up within Fairy Tail, almost raised by his grandfather, because his father was a gigantic piece of shit. We actually find out a big thing, one terrible thing that Laxus's father did, because as you kind of saw Laxus's magic circle and everything, he uses a type of thunder magic, which he's also a dragon slayer type mage, except his wasn't taught to him by a dragon like Natsu or some of the other characters. Laxus actually has something called thunder or lightning dragon Lacrima implanted inside his body. Lacrima is a type of magical kind of like ore that was implanted inside of him, which gives him his dragon slayer abilities. Basically, he was experimented on by his father, and that's how he has his powers. So if you're wondering, well, why was him dropping in such a big moment? Well, because during an arc that happened previously, him and his two underlings basically tried to overthrow Makarov and the guild. They ended up being banished from the guild or whatever. It was one of those, they were banished, but it was kind of Makarov teaching Laxus in a way. He was kind of I'm banishing you, but go and learn and everything. Because you see at the end of the arc is go grow as a person, explore the world, see, you know, really become who you are, kind of thing. So this is where he returns and he becomes kind of a member again, and he's back to being a good guy. He's kind of changed as a person. So that's Laxus. He's very much your kind of cold, kind of serious character, but he's deep down, all the Fairy Tail characters, no matter their outer appearances, because I'm going to keep saying, they're all really good people, and have a strong sense of justice and friendship. Again, typical shonen kind of manga stuff, you know, like, with the power of friendship, we can do anything. You are Makarov's kin. I only came here to visit the first master's grave. Never would have expected to run into the second master. Might as well dig your grave and hold your funeral while we're here. Wahahaha, watch how my magic dances. So yeah, as you see, he's Raging Bolt, which is pretty much the only one that we're going to use. Just because it's not super important, but Laxus was... That magic circle is in the way. Laxus was a, one of the S-rank mages. Laxus was one of the S-rank mages of Fairy Tail. So, you know, he's really powerful and whatnot. Alright, so right there you saw Laxus kind of show that he's changed as a person. He understands the family that is the guild. How dare you hurt our guild? Get out of here. And the whole thing that he did there during Laxus's arc, at least I believe that's when it happened. Natsu ate Loxus's lightning, which he shouldn't be able to do because Natsu should only be able to eat fire because that's his element. But he ended up eating the lightning. I'm not really sure how it works because you also see it happen. One of the other Dragon Slayers eats another Dragon Slayer's element and becomes a hybrid, kind of like Natsu. But when Natsu ate Loxus's lightning early on, you saw that it was he's able to do it. So Loxus gave up some of his lightning to Natsu, who then consumed it, and now he's basically become a hybrid, a lightning fire dragon. So he's stronger, he's got, he's using a combination of magic here. I really like the magic effects. I think for an anime sort of style game, I really like it. I like the visuals. It's over. I'm totally out of magic. How many decades has it been since someone has lasted this long? Though I could end this whenever I wished. I must first give you a gift to thank you for allowing me to enjoy myself so. No. It did nothing. Demon eyes. Behold the abyss of sorcery. Here extends an endless realm that surpasses your feeble imaginations. It's over, Fairy Tail. The abyss of sorcery. Its power is overwhelming. Following the path of sorcery means descending into the dark abyss, and that is where the primordial magic lies. I have come so close to obtaining it, but I must go deeper still if I am to reach it. That means to finally bring me to these depths is the grand magic world, the world of Zeref. Tonight Zeref will awaken, and the world shall change, and I will finally obtain the primordial magic. Primordial magic. You cannot go to the grand magic world. You lack the resolve to go deeper into the abyss. I'm scared. So scared. So scared, I can't. Scared? You've got some friends right here, don't you? What do you do when you find one of your own weaknesses? You get stronger. You stand up and fight. Not much you can do about being scared, but you've got us here with you. So there's no reason to be afraid. You're not alone. As long as you have friends, there's nothing to fear. We will fight until the end. That's what makes us Fairy Tail. You don't stand a chance against us. You have no hope. Alright, this is probably one of the most interesting things that I think this game was doing that I saw from all the preview material, and that was the battle system. If you've noticed the range and the 3x3 grid, this is new. We didn't see this in we haven't really seen this in a like a turn-based style JRPG. Well, okay, I don't want to say that it's, oh, we've never seen this, but you get what I'm saying. I don't think we've seen this a lot, so or at least I haven't. So I really like this grid-based approach to fighting and everything. You can see who each one's targeting, so you can kind of plan your attacks and everything. I really want to start getting better so I can kind of combo moves and figure out who's got attacks that affect which areas or whatnot. So, you know what? I'm going to go after these dirt demons. This that armor, I want to say, is her Titania armor. That's Erza's kind of like nickname is Titania, so that's pretty much one of her big magic attacks right there. Is that armor? Okay, so finally we get Wendy, probably one of the most adorable members of Fairy Tail. She is a Sky Dragon Slayer. Basically, her magic focuses around wind. She was taught by the dragon Grandini. Her magic power, I don't want to say is weaker than, say, like Natsu or Laxus or any of the other Dragon Slayers, but her magic power is, I guess, different. I guess that's the better way to put it. Sky Dragon magic focuses more on support and healing. She has magic that will make you stronger, that'll make you more durable, that'll make you faster, that will heal you even. Obviously, she eats air. That's kind of her thing. And but she does have the typical Dragon Slayer stuff, so she can do Sky Dragon Roar, Sky Dragon Claw, and stuff like that. But she's less of a pure attacker, while Natsu and the other Dragon Slayers are more physical kind of attackers. Alright, so what to go with next? So we can go with Lucy Kick, which is, it's a joke that, she just kicks somebody, some Scorpio. I'm not really sure what that one is. Oh, I think that's her whip. I want to see Capricorn. Because I want to see if it's who I think it is. Yeah, it's Capricorn. Okay. Oh, they don't have an animation for him? They have an animation for Virgo, but they don't have one for Capricorn. That's weird. So as you saw, Capricorn is a goat man. Again, it's like I said, it's based on her magic is based off of the they call him the Zodiac. The Gates of the Zodiac or whatever. Oh, cool. We can use our ultimate chain or some shit. I don't know. I'm assuming this will get explained down the road. Exactly how that chain move works. But yeah, that's it. That was just one of Lucy's different spirits. Whatever. To think that I would lose. God damn it, I can't think what they're called. They're what you use to tell fortunes. Because when I think Zodiac, I think Chinese Zodiac, not. But it's Taurus, Pisces, Aquarius. They're astrological signs. There we go. No, I will not lose to Makarov. You don't stand a chance against us. No, the demon in me will not rest until it stands at the top of all magic users. Go, Fairy Tail. Enhance Dragon Slayer's secret art, Crimson Lotus Exploding Lightning Blade. Go. You see, this is our guild. I'll say this, Lucy should not be wearing that costume at this time. Because she wears that after the time skip. Ugh. Everyone else's, I think, is pretty good for what they did pre-time skip, but not Lucy's. So it is. We did it. Well done, everyone. All right. Well, there's a lot of characters to go over here. I'll try and give you the quick rundown here from kind of like left to right. The girl in the pink top and the jeans or whatever, the short kind of like pinkish white hair. Oh my god, I'm blanking on her name. That's Lucina, I believe. She is sister to Mira Jane, the chick with in the black dress and the long hair. Those two and the guy with the white hair all use a type of, it's called takeover magic. Basically their magic is I'm trying to think how best to describe takeover magic. Basically, they take over the attributes of a certain kind of animal. Lucina typically takes over more, kinder, more. I'm trying to think the best way to put it. You really don't see her fight very often, but you typically see it's like a bird or it's a, it's what you consider a kinder animal. That's her personality. She was at one point thought dead. Mira Jane, the chick with the dress, thought that she killed her because of her type of takeover magic. It was a whole thing, but eventually they found out that Lucina actually ended up in a different dimension. They saved her. It's a whole thing. She's back now. She also has a thing for Natsu. That is what it is. Chick in the blue hair with the hat, that's Juvia. She is a water mage. Typically, she can actually make her body almost turn into water. Summon, little bubbles of water or whatever. Her and the dude with the piercings on his face, they were a member of a dark guild who eventually joined Fairy Tail. She has this obsession with Gray that Gray doesn't really take into consideration because Gray's always being, he's being his whole aloof self. She kind of has a thing against Lucy because she thinks that Lucy wants Gray. It's a whole thing. She's very deadpan, and the only time that you really see her show emotion is to Gray. It's kind of funny. Mira Jane, the chick in the dress, she uses demon takeover magic, where basically she becomes like half demon or whatever and very scary. She used to kind of be like a punk rock chick until Lucina disappeared. Then she kind of became kind of like the team mom. She stopped fighting. She's actually an S rank in terms of power. But she does like photo shoots for like a weekly magazine or whatever. So, she's a model basically. But she's also an extremely powerful mage. She handles a lot of bartending responsibilities in the guild hall. She handles requests and a lot of logistic work for Fairy Tail. She's kind of, like I said, like the team mom. You have Kana, the chick in the bikini top. She is the daughter to probably the strongest mage in the guild, Guildarts. Her magic focuses on cards. She can tell fortunes. You don't really see her battle a lot, so exactly what her magic is, but I'm pretty sure she's kind of like Gambit, I think. She's a heavy drinker. Just kind of a goofy character. I'd say she's kind of a side character, but that's her whole thing. You have Elfman, the big muscle guy. He uses beast takeover magic, so he takes over, like a giant bull or a giant, just giant, more aggressive animals. He's very much on being a man and being strong and being, kind of tough and whatever. But again, he's kind of one note and goofy and everything. He's the brother to Mira Jane and Lucina. Guy in the dark hair with the piercings on his face, that's Gajiel. He is an Iron Dragon Slayer. He was taught by, I always get the name of his dragon wrong. I believe it's Metallicana, I believe was the name of it. Obviously, he eats iron. He can turn his, fists into metal and punch harder with them. Him and Natsu kind of have very similar personalities. Both of them have motion sickness. That's kind of a common trait amongst a lot of the Dragon Slayers. Again, kind of like Natsu, he's just kind of aggressive and one note. He's just kind of more like a punk rock version of Natsu is kind of how I describe him. You also find out eventually that he's kind of playing triple agent. He's pretending to be a double agent for Raventail, so that he can spy on Makarov's son for Makarov, if that makes sense. And then on the end, the blue-haired chick that is Levi, she uses... I can't remember what her magic is. It's based on words, and so she was part of the S rank exam. Again, another character that you don't see kind of fight a lot. She kind of like Kana. She's kind of a side character. She's an interesting kind of bubbly character. She's really good friends with Lucy. That's kind of her thing. And then the short guy in the front, that is Master Makarov. He uses, I believe they call it Titan magic. Basically, he can expand parts of his body And that's kind of what he does. He makes his fists giant and smashes people into the ground. He's kind of a loving grandpa kind of type character. He kind of sees every member of Fairy Tail as his children, so he's very protective of them. So if it comes down to it, he will defend them with his life. He'd sacrifice himself for any member of Fairy Tail. That's kind of who he is. He's very straightforward. He's very goofy. He's also got a thing for Lucy because, she wears very revealing clothing, and he's obviously a dirty old man, but, you gotta love him. So there we go. That's kind of our little quick character rundown there. Gramps, and you brought the others with you. Why did you fall to the darkness? I told you, the origin of all magic is darkness. What was born within the darkness came to be known as magic. In leaving the guild and following the path of sorcery, I was able to discover the essential truth. I was so close to obtaining the primordial magic. It wouldn't have changed anything. Light or darkness, the origin of magic doesn't matter. Magic is alive, it changes with time, it grows alongside us. And Fairy Tail lives alongside it in freedom. I learned all of that from you. Is that all of them? I'm so tired. Oh, really? So now we're getting our character introduction? So yes, Celestial Spirit Wizard. Ice Make Wizard. Yeah, who would have thought an S-Class promotional exam could go so wrong? It's not much of an exam now that the Dark Guild Grimoire Heart is attacked. They said something about Zareth. What was that all about? Okay, so this is fun. This is Happy. He's a blue cat who, fun fact, also can sprout wings and fly. Happy is an Exceed, which is a little cat people that come from this alternate dimension of the world that our game takes place in. All of the Dragon Slayers have an Exceed partner. At the very beginning, at the opening shot, when you saw our group, run into onto that airship to fight Hades, you also saw Happy, you saw a white cat whose name escapes me, and a black cat named Tiger Lily or Tiger Panther, Tiger something, I can't remember. The white cat is Wendy's partner. She actually has premonitions, so she can see into the future sometimes. And Tiger Lily, Panther Lily, that's his name. He can actually use magic in a way and grow to the size of a human, and he's really buff and strong, and that's his whole thing. Happy's just goofy, loves fish, and he's Natsu's goofy partner, who sometimes when Natsu needs help, he'll grab onto Natsu's back and help Natsu fly. So that's it. They're best friends. Actually, Happy hatched from an egg that Natsu helped hatch. It's a whole thing. Like I said, he's kind of a comic relief character, but in the end of the day, he loves everyone. Again, loves everyone in Fairy Tail, and he's brave in his own sense. Carla, that's her name. That's Wendy's partner. They want to use the power of the Black Wizard Zareth to shape the world as they please. She's kind of aloof and standoffish, while Happy's always, in a good mood and just a goof. I can't believe that Grimoire Heart's master, Hades, was Fairy Tail's second master. Pretty crazy that we met the second master while looking for the first master's grave. That's it, S-Class. Let me take the exam, Gramps. I'm gonna be an S-Class. That's Natsu Dragneel, Fire Dragon Slayer. Let it go, just relax for a while. Lucy's right, you'll have plenty of chances to become an S-Class, you should get some rest.
Yes.
We made it back to camp. Okay, so field controls, center the camera, talk to people, view all relevant information and everything, and this is Tenro Island. Can you come here a second? Progressing in the story will allow you to visit new places, meet new friends, and continue Fairy Tail's journey. Your current mission is displayed at the top left of the screen. Places and people required for the mission marked with a little thing. Oh yeah, photo mode. Okay, so I don't care because I hate photo mode on pretty much any game. That's just me though. Natsu, a little hungry, but okay. I can't believe Hades was Fairy Tail's second master. I wonder what kind of person first master Mavis was. Oh, you'll see. It was a tough fight, but we were able to overcome it by banding together. Hey, you okay, Lily? I'm better in shape. I'm in better shape than you. I love Panther Lily's, like tiny cat form. His big cat form is really cool too, but he's fun. Hey, you okay, Lily? Cough, cough, cough. Oh, okay. So they're grouped together. Thankfully, we all managed to make it back together. Guess I missed out on S-Class. Ah, man, I really wanted it too. Gray, dear, you're wounded. I'm so sorry. I wasn't able to rush to your aid. Like I said, she's kind of got a thing for Gray. It's goofy. Lasana, that's her name. God damn it. Yeah, maybe I should still talk to him, even though I didn't end up getting S-Class. Huh. Oh, it's nothing. Everyone's a bit beat up, but we won. Good job, guys. Let's rest for a bit. We can head back to the guild once we've all calmed down. The S-Class promotional exam is on hold. I guess that makes sense. A man knows when to call it quits. And guild arts. What's with the long face? You'll get another chance to try for S-Class. Don't worry. If you train up enough, you might even be able to beat me someday. Not that I plan on making it easy for you. Guild Arts is an odd guy. As you can see, he's got a fake leg, he's got a fake arm. He is the strongest mage in all of Fairy Tail, probably stronger than Makarov. He's currently on something called a 100-year quest, which should take 100 years to complete. That's the, that's the difficulty of the quest. His magic, I can't remember what it's called. I want to say it's called destruction magic or something, basically. Basically, things just break around him. So you'll see him a lot of times kind of just walking around. Like, when he walks into a place, he won't open a door. He'll just walk through it. He'll just walk through doors. Like, you'll see him enter a town, and he's just walking in a straight line through buildings. Because it just falls apart. He's so strong. That's his thing. So he's kind of oblivious. He's also Kana's I don't want to say illegitimate father, but he is her father. That's his whole thing, which actually this arc, I believe, is when they found out. It was when she told him that he was her father. It's a whole thing. But it's a nice arc, and he's again, like most of Fairy Tail, maybe has a bit of a crusty exterior, but he's a really nice guy. He's just goofy. Good job making it back, everyone. Moxus, he came home. Yeah, the guild poster girl, Mira Jane Strauss. No, I didn't. Huh? What did Loxus do? In Guild Arts Clive, I really you won't tell me what his magic is? He was excommunicated by the master after overdoing it at the Harvest Festival. What a loser. Shut it, old man. Loxus had his reasons. He said he wanted to make Fairy Tail stronger. Solid script user, that's what she does. Right, she writes words, and basically they become solid and kind of follow what the word says. It's kind of one of those, you have to see it to understand it. It's kind of weird. She's bubbly and fun, loves reading and all that stuff. That was kind of like, and also what she's saying there, like, that's kind of why Loxus did what he did. It was all in a push to make Fairy Tail even stronger, and it was misguided. It was a whole thing. I kind of went over it. Everyone, I'm so sorry I let Zareth go. Zareth's that one guy, right? Right, he's a beast soul, she's animal soul. That's the best way to describe it. The strongest, most evil wizard of all time. I can't believe someone like that was on this island. It's not your fault, Juvia. I don't think anyone could have taken someone like that by themselves.
そうだな
Seems that the danger has passed for now. Yes, I'm so glad we were able to return safely. I came to this island to become an S-class and tell Gildarts that I'm his daughter. I like Kana, and can you guess why? She's hot. That's what it is. I'm not gonna lie. I was the first one to reach the first master's grave, but only because I prioritized myself over my friends. I don't deserve the title of S-class. What's wrong, Kana? Lucy, I may not have been able to become an S-class, but I think I'm going to tell my father the truth. It was people like you who created me. Your wickedness has summoned Acnologia. It announces the end of this era. No one can stop it now. Here, the world shall be brought to an end. Seraph, before my eyes, it is like a dream. Acnologia signals the end of an era. You've called him with your evil. Acnologia? What are you talking about? You must be punished. Wait, I still have something I must ask. Your first sin was calling Acnologia. The next, the sin of making me forget the importance of life. Repent. Oh my god, can we stop with the quick cuts? My eyes hurt. Know your place, scum. Go to hell. So you've come, Acnologia. Alright, that's Seraph. He's basically probably the most strong mage ever. He's a dark sorcerer. He's been kind of like hiding out on the island. Yeah, he's hard to explain. Again, read a wiki. I hate to say, oh, go read up on yourself. Read up on it on your own. It's just, I don't think I can do justice to explain him. What was that? So loud. That voice. And we're about to see Acnologia, the strongest dragon. Oh yeah, there's a connection between Seraph and Natsu, and something with end, and it's a whole thing. It'll be explained later. I don't fully remember it, and B, again, because that's the end of the show kind of stuff. Sorry, I just bumped into my microphone. It'll be explained because the game, I believe, goes from post time skip all the way to the end of the series, even though they're kind of doing a sequel series, but that's beside the point. I'm talking at the end of the main series, so there we go. All right. I'm kind of mad that they won't play the first opening theme It's a fairy tale. It's a song called Snow Fairy. It's a great song. I want to listen to it.
あの時はもうダメかと思った。
Oh, okay. In that moment, I wondered if it would be the end, but for some reason, I wasn't scared. Maybe it was because I had the guild with me. I felt for sure we could do anything if we worked together.
結果から言うと
In the end, we survived Acnologia's attack.
受けたのも無事だった。フェアリーテール初代
The first master of Fairy Tail, Mavis Vermilion, used our trust and bonds to cast protection magic.
心を使って防御魔法を発動させた。フェアリースフィア
She said it was Fairy Sphere, one of the 3 great fairy magics. It could protect the guild from any
な
harm.
んだって。でも封印
We were sealed for 7 whole years. When I returned to Magnolia, I couldn't believe how much time had passed. Magnolia is the city in which the Fairy Tail Guild resides. Really, that's how they're going to do the time skip? And also, I was wrong. The time skip was 7 years, not 5. My bad. But yeah, this is the town of Magnolia. It got smaller while we were gone.
7年でいろいろ
Looks like a lot happened in the past 7 years.
私たちにとっては
Even though it didn't feel that long for us. Yes, everything was seized to repay debts, and now this is being used as a temporary headquarters. We were the strongest guild in Fiore, but since we've been gone, we've become the weakest. Awesome. This is gonna be fun. What? It is, right? We get to climb back up to the top. I'm all fired up. Yes, Natsu likes fire puns. You're right. That does sound like fun. Things are more serious than I thought. What do you mean? These past 7 years, all the guilds have been getting stronger. Not just as groups, but individually as well. Everyone has 7 years of experience on us. We won't be able to keep up with them. Oh no. That just means we'll have to build ourselves, and the guild back up. I'm even more fired up now. So the whole guild wasn't on the island, only those involved in the test. So the guild kind of continued on, while everyone was kind of basically like in a time bubble that protect the island because of Fairy Sphere. This isn't the original guild hall. The original guild hall was kind of like the main portion of... it was kind of the main portion of Magnolia, the town itself. Mako Conbolt, he is one of the mages of Fairy Tail. He became the 4th master after all our members disappeared. Everyone went to go look for Natsu and the others. Are you sure you don't want to go with them?
天狼島が見つかった。
Even if we can find Tenro Island, we don't know if anyone's still alive, right? Romeo is his son.
そんなことねえって
That doesn't matter. We just have to
も
believe.
連絡ねえんだ。
We haven't heard from them in 7 whole years. We're home. Oh, welcome back. You.
大きくなったな。
You've grown, Romeo. Welcome back, Natsu. Welcome back, everyone.
夏にみんな。
One of the early bits in the game, Romeo looks up to Natsu as kind of like his hero. Romeo even, I believe at this point, has learned fire magic to kind of become a little bit more like Natsu. It's not a Dragon Slayer thing, but he knows fire magic. And here we are, episode start, Fairy Tail year X791. After the events on Tenro Island, Natsu and the others have finally returned to Fairy Tail to find... The others, I don't know why I was inserting words there. Natsu and the others returned to find that Fairy Tail has been reduced to a shadow of its former glory over the past 7 years. Now the weakest guild in Fiore. They are determined to return to the top. First, go see what needs to be done. Okay, so now we're getting into the main game stuff, and I can hopefully stop having to go into the, the kind of trying to poorly recap, I'll phrase it that way, Fairy Tail and all the characters. At least for a little bit. let's talk to everyone first. There will be times, there are other characters and everything that I'll talk about and everything like that down the road. Team magic. I can use magic? Okay. Oh, okay, it's healing magic. Alright, I'm assuming that'll be explained down the road. Magic chain. Again, I'm going to assume that'll be explained down the road. So we have items, Lacrima. Again, I'm sure that'll be explained and everything. So yeah, this is the open world parts of Fairy Tail. We can go around, we can talk to everybody. It's still empty, you find a use for it. And this is kind of the fun of this game, is where we actually get to kind of rebuild Fairy Tail from the ground up. Yeah, I think we're gonna call this one here. Like I said, I hope my explanations for everything works for everyone. I tried to do it as fast as I could. I'm sorry I was a little long-winded. It's just, it's like I said, I wanted anyone who hasn't watched the anime / read the manga, I wanted them to have at least a groundwork of what was going on. So I tried to explain everything as quickly and as thoroughly as I could. I tried to strike that balance. Obviously, like a Wikipedia entry would be able to do it much better than I could. Or go read the manga / watch the anime. They're both really good, in my opinion. It's a show filled with really fun characters and everything. We're gonna keep playing the game. Just over the coming months, weeks, whatever. Like I said, this isn't going to be like an everyday series. This might even be just a once a week series. But, if you enjoy it, whatever, hit me up in the comments. Also remember to like and subscribe and all that stuff. It really helps the channel grow and whatnot. Hit me up over on Twitter or any of the social media that's linked in the description. And, yeah, I think that's all I got for you in this one. And we will pick up here, hopefully with a lot less ranting from me. So thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, my name's AJ Gels. This is Home of the Gaming Channel. I'm out.